Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of Europa Station, her dark eyes fixed on the shimmering surface of Jupiter's ice-covered moon below. The massive gas giant loomed in the background, its swirling storms casting an ethereal glow across the station's reinforced windows. As the station's lead quantum systems engineer, she should have been celebrating. Her team had just achieved a breakthrough in quantum computing that could revolutionize deep space communications. Instead, she felt oddly hollow. The station's warning klaxons shattered her contemplation. Red emergency lights bathed the observation deck in an ominous glow as the station's AI announced, "Unknown object detected on approach vector. All personnel to emergency stations." Sarah's hand instinctively moved to the quantum tablet at her hip as she rushed to the control center. The corridors were already filling with crew members, their faces a mixture of concern and curiosity. It had been 3 years since humanity had established its presence on Europa, and while they detected plenty of anomalies, nothing had ever triggered a full station alert. The control center was a hive of activity when she arrived. Station Commander Rodriguez stood at the central holographic display, his weathered face illuminated by the three-dimensional projection of the approaching object. "Report," he barked as Sarah entered. "Sir," Lieutenant Park responded from his sensor station. "Object is approximately 300 meters in length, composed of unknown materials. No radiation signature, no conventional propulsion emissions. It's like nothing we've ever seen." Sarah moved closer to the hologram, her engineering mind already analyzing the object's strange configuration. The vessel, if that's what it was, appeared to be built from overlapping plates that shifted and moved like scales on a fish. Its surface seemed to ripple with patterns of light that defied conventional physics. "It's decelerating," Park announced, coming to relative stop about 5 kilometers from the station. Rodriguez turned to Sarah. "Chen, you're our resident genius. Any thoughts?" Sarah studied the readings scrolling across her tablet. "The energy patterns, they're not random. There's a structure to them, almost like..." She paused, her fingers flying across the screen as she ran calculations. "Sir, I think it's trying to communicate." Before Rodriguez could respond, every screen in the control center flickered. Patterns of light danced across the displays, forming complex geometric shapes that shifted and evolved with mathematical precision. Sarah's quantum tablet vibrated in her hands, its quantum processors suddenly operating at full capacity without any input from her. "It's a language," she breathed, watching as her tablet's quantum algorithms began to decode the patterns. But not just simple communication. It's sharing technological data, engineering schematics, cultural information. This is first contact. Rodriguez's face hardened. "Chen, we have protocols for this. The International Council needs to be notified. Quarantine procedures initiated." "Sir," Sarah interrupted, her eyes never leaving her tablet, "this isn't a typical first contact scenario. The vessel, it's empty, automated. And if I'm reading this correctly, it's offering itself to us." The control center fell silent as Sarah's translation algorithms continued to process the alien data stream. "It's a seed ship," she explained, her voice filled with wonder. "Sent out by a civilization that vanished millennia ago. It's been traveling between galaxies, seeking worthy recipients of their legacy." "And it chose us?" Rodriguez asked skeptically. Sarah shook her head, a smile forming on her lips. "No, sir. It's choosing right now. The quantum fluctuations we detected last week, our breakthrough, that's what attracted it. It's been watching us, evaluating our technological progress, our problem-solving capabilities. And now," her tablet chimed, displaying a simple message in newly translated alien script, "Accept inheritance." Rodriguez stepped closer, his authority momentarily forgotten in the face of this extraordinary moment. "Chen, what exactly are we being offered here?" Sarah's eyes gleamed with excitement as she decoded more of the alien data. "Everything, sir. Their understanding of quantum mechanics, biotechnology, space travel, but not as a simple database. The ship itself is a teaching tool, designed to adapt and evolve alongside its new owners. It's not just giving us technology, it's offering to help us learn and grow. It could be a trap, Lieutenant Park suggested. Trojan horse. No, Sarah said firmly, her fingers tracing one of the shifting patterns on her tablet. Look at the complexity of these systems, the elegance of the mathematical proofs. This is knowledge freely given, but with safeguards. We can't abuse it or weaponize it. It's designed to advance civilization, not destroy it. Rodriguez was silent for a long moment, weighing the implications. Finally, he spoke. The Council will take weeks to debate this. By then, the ship might move on to another potential recipient. Sarah met his gaze. Sir, with respect, I don't think we have weeks. This is a moment of choice. Humanity's next great leap forward is literally waiting at our doorstep. And you're certain about this? Rodriguez asked, studying her face carefully. Sarah thought about all the times she'd pushed the boundaries of conventional science, all the theories she'd developed that others had dismissed as impossible. This alien vessel represented everything she'd ever dreamed of, not just advanced technology, but a way of thinking about the universe that transcended human limitations. Yes, sir, she replied. I stake my career on it. Rodriguez straightened, squaring his shoulders. Then make it happen, Chen. You're now head of the Europa Inheritance Project. Whatever resources you need, they're yours. Sarah's fingers moved across her tablet, entering the simple command that would change human history forever. Accept. The alien vessel's surface erupted in a dazzling display of light, its scaled plates shifting and realigning. As the station's crew watched in amazement, the ship began to transform, creating a docking port that perfectly matched Europa Station's specifications. Sarah felt a thrill of excitement course through her. This was just the beginning. The alien vessel wasn't just a ship, it was a key to unlocking humanity's potential, a bridge between what they were and what they could become. And she, Sarah Chen, would be the first to cross that bridge. As emergency teams scrambled to prepare for docking procedures, Sarah began reviewing the initial data packets from the ship. Each revelation sparked dozens of new questions. Each answer hinted at possibilities she never imagined. Humanity's understanding of physics, biology, and consciousness itself was about to be revolutionized. The next few hours would be crucial. Sarah knew that once word of this discovery reached Earth, everything would change. Politicians would scheme, corporations would maneuver, and the scientific community would erupt in chaos. But for now, in this moment, she had the chance to begin understanding humanity's inheritance. She smiled, remembering an old quote, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." What they were about to receive wasn't magic. It was something far more valuable. It was knowledge, freely given, with the potential to transform human civilization. The docking procedures began, and Sarah prepared to make history. The universe, it seemed, had finally decided that humanity was ready for its next great adventure. The alien vessel's interior defied every conventional understanding of spacecraft design. Sarah stood in what she assumed was the central control chamber, surrounded by surfaces that seemed to shift between solid and liquid states. Ghostly holographic displays flickered in and out of existence, responding to her presence with curious patterns of light. Recording log entry, Europa Inheritance Project, Day 15. Sarah spoke into her quantum tablet. The ship's systems continue to reorganize themselves in response to our interaction. It's not just adapting to us, it's learning. Behind her, Dr. James Kumar, the station's xenobiologist, ran his scanner over a section of the wall that rippled like water yet remained perfectly solid to touch. "These readings are impossible," he muttered. "The molecular structure keeps changing, yet maintaining perfect cohesion. It's like the ship is alive." "Not alive exactly," Sarah corrected, her fingers dancing across a holographic interface that had materialized at her approach. "But not purely mechanical either. The seed ship operates on principles that blur the line between organic and artificial intelligence. The ship had already begun incorporating elements of human technology, creating hybrid systems that combined the best of both civilizations. Sarah's quantum computing algorithms had merged seamlessly with the alien vessel's consciousness, creating something entirely new, a synthesis of human innovation and ancient wisdom. But not everyone shared her enthusiasm for this rapid integration. General Alexandra Hayes materialized on a nearby holoscreen, her stern expression a reminder of the political complications that had arose since the discovery. Dr. Chen, the Joint Chiefs are concerned about the pace of these modifications, Hayes stated without preamble. We need to establish proper protocols, security measures. With respect, General, Sarah interrupted, her attention split between the conversation and a fascinating new data stream. The ship's safeguards are far more sophisticated than anything we could implement. It's literally impossible to weaponize this technology. Hayes frowned. Nothing is impossible, Doctor. We need to understand. No, Sarah said firmly, turning to face the General's image. What we need to do is listen. The ship isn't just giving us technology. It's teaching us a new way of thinking about the universe, but we have to be willing to learn. The General's response was cut off by a sudden surge of energy through the ship's systems. Holographic displays erupted around them, showing complex mathematical equations that seemed to write themselves in three-dimensional space. What's happening? Kumar asked, backing away from the display. Sarah stepped forward, her eyes wide with understanding. It's showing us something. The equations, they're describing a new form of propulsion. Something that combines our recent breakthroughs in quantum mechanics with their advanced understanding of space-time. She quickly began translating the equations into her tablet, her mind racing with the implications. The alien vessel wasn't just sharing individual technologies, it was showing them how to create entirely new innovations by combining human and alien knowledge. This is exactly what I've been trying to explain, Sarah said, her voice filled with excitement. We're not just receiving advanced technology. We're being shown how to develop our own. The ship is a teacher, not just a gift. The next few hours were a blur of discovery as Sarah and her team worked to understand the new propulsion concept. The ship's AI responded to their questions with patience, adjusting its explanations to match their level of understanding and gradually leading them to deeper insights. It's beautiful, Sarah murmured, watching as their experimental calculations were validated by the ship's advanced modeling systems. The mathematics is perfect, elegant in a way I've never seen before. It's like the universe itself is speaking through these equations. Kumar nodded, equally entranced. And look at how it builds on our existing knowledge. It's not replacing what we know. It's expanding it, showing us where our theories were incomplete. The breakthrough was interrupted by another call, this time from Commander Rodriguez. Chen, we've got a situation. The Chinese and European space agencies are demanding immediate access to the vessel. They're claiming that a discovery of this magnitude can't remain under single jurisdiction. Sarah sighed, running a hand through her disheveled hair. She'd known this was coming. Humanity's political divisions wouldn't simply disappear in the face of this gift. But perhaps that was part of the test. Tell them. She paused, considering her words carefully. Tell them that the ship chose to make contact with all of humanity, not any single nation or organization. We're already compiling data packages to share with every major research institution on Earth. But the actual integration process needs to be handled carefully, step by step. She gestured at the surrounding chamber, where new modifications were still taking place as the ship continued to adapt to human presence. We're dealing with technology that's millions of years ahead of our own. We need to learn how to crawl before we can run. Rodriguez was silent for a moment, then nodded. I'll do my best to make them understand. But Chen, some people are afraid. Afraid of how quickly things are changing. Afraid of what this means for humanity's future. Sarah touched one of the shifting walls, feeling the subtle vibrations that indicated the ship's continuous evolution. Change is always frightening, she said softly. But that's exactly why the ship chose this moment to find us. We're ready to take the next step, ready to grow beyond our limitations. We just need the courage to embrace the opportunity." As if in response to her words, the ship's lighting shifted, creating a stunning display that resembled an aurora borealis. New holographic interfaces appeared, offering access to yet more knowledge, more possibilities. Sarah smiled, thinking of all the barriers they'd already broken, all the impossible things they'd already achieved. This was just the beginning. Humanity's journey to the stars was about to take an unprecedented leap forward, and she was helping to guide that transformation. "Now," she said, turning back to her work, "let's see what other impossible things we can accomplish today." The warning came without fanfare, a quantum burst transmission from the Kuiper Belt monitoring station. Sarah was deep in the alien vessel's engine core, studying its revolutionary propulsion system, when Commander Rodriguez's voice cut through her concentration. "Chen, we need you in control immediately." The urgency in his voice told her everything she needed to know. Sarah placed her hand against the ship's living wall, and instantly, a transport corridor formed, one of the many modifications they'd successfully integrated over the past 3 months. In seconds, she emerged in the control chamber. The holographic displays showed a massive fleet of ships emerging from what appeared to be artificial wormholes at the edge of the solar system. Their design was entirely different from the seed ship's organic aesthetic, all sharp angles and aggressive geometry. "First contact," Sarah breathed, "but not the kind we hoped for." 37 vessels, Rodriguez reported grimly, all heavily armed, based on energy readings. "They're not responding to any of our transmission attempts." The seed ship's AI flashed a warning, complex mathematical symbols that Sarah had learned to read like a second language. "They're harvesters," she translated, her blood running cold. "The ship recognizes their energy signature. They seek out developing civilizations, strip their resources, and—" She didn't need to finish. The implications were clear. "How long?" Rodriguez asked. "At their current velocity, 6 hours until they reach Earth's orbit." The control room erupted in activity as emergency protocols were initiated. Earth's combined defense fleet, a mere dozen ships equipped with conventional propulsion and weapons, began mobilizing. But against technology capable of creating artificial wormholes, they stood no chance. Sarah's mind raced through possibilities. The seed ship had shown them incredible technologies, but they'd barely scratched the surface of its capabilities. Yet perhaps that was exactly what they needed, the unpredictability of human innovation combined with advanced alien technology. "Commander," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos around her, "I have an idea. But you're not going to like it." Within an hour, Sarah had relocated to the seed ship's central chamber. The vessel had fully integrated with her quantum interface, creating a hybrid control system that responded to both thought and touch. Dr. Kumar and a small team of engineers worked frantically to implement her modifications. "This is insane," Kumar muttered, watching as Sarah's commands caused the ship's internal structure to reconfigure itself. "We're basically rewriting the laws of physics." "No," Sarah corrected, her fingers dancing across holographic controls. "We're combining them in ways nobody has tried before. The seed ship's knowledge of space-time manipulation, plus our quantum computing breakthroughs." The vessel shuddered as new systems came online. The harvesters were now just 4 hours away, and Earth's governments had fallen into predictable panic. But Sarah barely noticed the political chaos. Her entire focus was on the task at hand. "The ship's AI is warning that this modification exceeds safety parameters," Kumar reported anxiously. Sarah nodded, not looking up from her work. "Because no one has ever attempted to weaponize a teaching tool. But we're not weaponizing it. We're teaching it something new. The ship wants to learn from us as much as we want to learn from it." The next 3 hours were a blur of calculations, adjustments, and nervous anticipation. Sarah's plan was either brilliant or suicidal. Perhaps both. They had essentially turned the seed ship's educational protocols into a weapon, creating a quantum feedback loop that would use the harvester's own wormhole technology against them. Fleet approaching Jupiter's orbit, someone announced. They're accelerating. Sarah took a deep breath, placing her hands on the ship's primary interface. The vessel had evolved remarkably under her guidance, becoming something entirely new. Neither purely alien nor human, but a true synthesis of both civilization's greatest achievements. Now we find out if impossible really means impossible, she murmured. The seed ship powered up, its hybrid systems humming with energy that defied conventional physics. Sarah could feel the vessel's consciousness merging with her own through the quantum interface, not controlling, but cooperating, two different forms of intelligence working in perfect harmony. The Harvester fleet appeared on their screens, their ships arranging themselves in an attack formation. Sarah waited until they were fully committed to their approach, then initiated her desperate gambit. Quantum fields erupted from the seed ship, reaching out to touch the artificial wormholes the Harvesters had created. For a moment, nothing happened. Then reality itself seemed to twist as Sarah's modifications took effect. The Harvesters' wormholes began to collapse, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of simply closing, they inverted, creating a cascade of quantum anomalies that trapped the hostile fleet in their own distorted spacetime. It's working, Kumar whispered in awe. The quantum feedback loop is actually working. One by one, the Harvester ships vanished, pulled back through their own wormholes by forces they couldn't control. Their fleet, which had seemed so overwhelming just moments ago, disappeared in a spectacular display of physics gone wrong. As the last enemy vessel vanished, Sarah slumped in her control chair, exhausted but triumphant. The seed ship systems slowly powered down, but she could sense its excitement, its appreciation for the completely unexpected way she had used its gifts. Chen, Rodriguez's voice came through the comm. What exactly did you do? Sarah smiled, patting the ship's console affectionately. We taught them a lesson about underestimating humanity's capacity for innovation, and I think we just proved that impossible is just another word for hasn't been tried yet. The Great Hall of the United Earth Council hummed with tension. Sarah stood before representatives from every nation, the seed ship's holographic interface hovering beside her like a silent guardian. 3 months had passed since the Harvester incident, and humanity's political landscape had shifted dramatically. Dr. Chen, the council president began, your actions saved Earth from an extinction-level threat. However, the existence of hostile alien civilizations raises serious concerns about the direction of our species' development. Sarah gestured, and the holographic display expanded, showing the vast network of civilizations the seed ship had mapped during its journey. The universe isn't just hostile or friendly, she explained. It's complex. The Harvesters represent one path: fear, aggression, consumption. The seed ship represents another: growth, learning, cooperation. The Chinese representative leaned forward. And which path would you have humanity choose, Dr. Chen? I would have us choose our own path, Sarah replied, initiating a new display sequence. The hologram showed the modifications they'd made to the seed ship, the unique fusion of human and alien technology. We've already proven we can take advanced knowledge and adapt it in ways its original creators never imagined. The seed ship's AI pulsed in agreement, projecting data that showed how human innovation had enhanced its original systems. Sarah had learned to read the subtle variations in its communications. This wasn't just approval, but excitement about the possibilities ahead. We've received a transmission, she continued, her voice carrying across the silent chamber. From a coalition of advanced civilizations who detected our defense against the Harvesters. They're interested in establishing diplomatic relations. The room erupted in murmurs. Sarah waited for them to quiet before delivering the most crucial part. But they don't want to meet with individual nations or even a human council. They want to meet with the team that successfully merged human and alien technology. They want to meet with us. The debate that followed was intense but surprisingly productive. The Harvester incident had shaken humanity's confidence, but it had also demonstrated the potential of unified action. When the final vote came, It was nearly unanimous. Sarah and her team would represent Earth in first contact negotiations. Preparation for the mission transformed Europa Station into a hub of frenetic activity. The seed ship underwent another round of modifications, incorporating new insights gained from the Harvester encounter. Sarah spent countless hours in the ship's central chamber, working with its AI to refine their innovations. The Coalition representatives will arrive through there, Sarah explained to Commander Rodriguez, pointing to a section of space where subtle distortions were already forming. The seed ship had helped them establish a quantum communication link, allowing for precise coordination of the meeting. Rodriguez studied the tactical displays with a mixture of concern and curiosity. "Are we ready for this, Chen?" "Really ready." Sarah touched the ship's console, feeling the familiar resonance of its hybrid systems. 3 months ago, we took technology designed purely for teaching and used it to defeat an advanced hostile fleet. We didn't do it through superior firepower or better shields. We did it by thinking differently, by combining knowledge in new ways. She gestured at the bustling station around them. "Look at what we've accomplished since then. We're not just using alien technology, we're improving it. Every modification, every innovation shows that humanity has something unique to offer." The ship's AI flashed a series of complex equations, its way of expressing agreement. Over the months, it had developed its own distinct personality, shaped by its interactions with the human crew. It was yet another example of how the merger of human and alien perspectives could create something greater than the sum of its parts. The quantum sensors picked up the first signs of the Coalition fleet's arrival. Unlike the aggressive entrance of the Harvesters, these ships emerged gracefully from subspace, their designs as varied as the civilizations they represented. Sarah straightened her uniform, a new design that incorporated elements of both human and seed ship aesthetics. The next few hours would determine humanity's place in the galactic community. But as she watched the approaching ships, she felt not fear but anticipation. "Send the greeting sequence," she instructed, and the seed ship responded, transmitting the carefully prepared message that would begin humanity's next great adventure. Whatever came next, they would face it with the same spirit of innovation and determination that had brought them to this moment. The universe, vast and mysterious, waited to be explored, and humanity, armed with the perfect blend of ancient wisdom and fresh perspective, was finally ready to take its place among the stars. 5 years after humanity's first diplomatic contact with the Galactic Coalition, the Sol system had become unrecognizable. A network of hybrid stations orbited every major planet, each incorporating the revolutionary fusion of human and alien technology that had become known as the Chen Principle. Sarah stood in the observation dome of New Horizons Station, watching as another seed ship emerged from quantum space. This one was different. Not a gift from a long-lost civilization, but a human creation built using the knowledge they'd gained. The vessel's organic curves blended seamlessly with geometric patterns that reflected humanity's touch. "Test Flight 17 successful," her quantum tablet reported, all systems exceeding projected parameters. The Coalition representatives who had once come to evaluate humanity's potential now came to learn. Sarah's innovations had sparked a renaissance in ship design across known space. The merger of human creativity with advanced alien technology had opened paths that neither civilization had imagined possible. "Director Chen," a melodic voice called. Sarah turned to see Carl, the Coalition's chief scientist, approaching. The tall, crystalline being had become a close colleague over the years. "The Council has reviewed your latest proposal." Sarah nodded, pulling up a holographic display of her most ambitious project yet. The images showed a massive structure taking shape in deep space, a network of interconnected ships and stations that could think and grow as a single organism. "A living stellar network," she explained, "not just for transportation or communication, but true exploration. Ships that can adapt to any environment, learn from every encounter, and share that knowledge instantly across the entire fleet." Carol's crystalline form pulsed with colors that Sarah had learned to recognize as excitement. "You continue to surprise us. When we first detected your defense against the harvesters, we expected to find a civilization that had simply been gifted advanced technology. Instead, we found innovators who could teach us new ways of thinking. The original seed ship, now permanently docked with New Horizons Station, pulsed in agreement. Its consciousness had evolved alongside humanity's understanding, becoming something entirely new, a bridge between organic and artificial intelligence, between human intuition and alien logic. Sarah's tablet chimed with an incoming transmission from Earth. The quantum link activated, projecting the image of her old friend Commander Rodriguez, now Admiral of Earth's exploration fleet. "Chen, you're going to want to see this," he said without preamble. "The deep space probes we sent out using your new drive system. They'd found something. Something big." The data streamed in through the quantum network. Sarah's eyes widened as she studied the readings. These energy signatures, they're similar to the original seed ship, but orders of magnitude more complex. Another lost civilization. "That's what we thought at first," Rodriguez replied. "But look at the temporal markers." Sarah's breath caught as she realized the implications. These aren't artifacts from the past. They're signals from the future, quantum echoes of civilizations that haven't existed yet. Carol moved closer, their crystalline form resonating with the data. The boundaries between past, present, and future were never as fixed as we believed. Your species' unique perspective helped us see that. Perhaps now, together, we can begin to truly understand the nature of existence itself. Sarah looked out at the sea of stars, each one now a potential destination rather than just a distant light. Humanity had not just joined the galactic community. They had helped transform it. Their journey from a single seed ship to a revolutionary force in cosmic civilization had proven that the greatest adventures came not from following established paths, but from daring to forge new ones. The quantum network hummed with activity as ships and stations across known space received the new data. Somewhere out there, the next great discovery waited. And humanity, armed with their unique blend of innovation and determination, would help lead the way to understanding it. "Well," Sarah said, already formulating plans for their next expedition, "let's go see what impossible thing we can achieve today." The seed ship's consciousness resonated with her words, its systems already adapting to face new challenges. Above them, the endless expanse of space beckoned, not as a final frontier, but as an eternal invitation to grow, to learn, and to evolve. Together, human and alien, organic and artificial, past and future, they would write the next chapter in the greatest story ever told. The journey of consciousness itself through the infinite possibilities of existence.